Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everything's going all right for everybody. We are getting into episode 7, Cabin Fever. This promises to be a good episode. The episode 6, The Devil's Door. Whoo, that was good. I really enjoyed that. I hope everyone else enjoyed it too. Also, people enjoyed the little bonus things I did with the little intermission and interview and teaser for this episode. So, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh my Lord, here's a just reward. Bring me my devil just behind the door, she said.
Interesting. I just now caught that. A lot of these lyrics have they have connections to some of the titles. The titles of the episodes. That's interesting.
And flies down the road like
I'm returning one of 11 calls from somebody named Alex Regan. It's Richard Strand. Okay, goodbye.
Now we're recording. Cool. And I'm going to do the intro part as well. Yeah. My emphasis, I think, was just...
I should reach out to him just because I am curious if this was scripted or if this was just something going on while they're getting ready to record and they just kept it in because they thought it was cool.
A little bit too much like, dun, dun, I don't know. Let me just do it again. I'm doing it again.
And we'll go flying through the kingdom.
Yeah, too short to skip, too long to sit through. Kind of like commercials. Those of you old enough to remember commercials back, broadcast TV.
She said she saw someone standing over his bed.
Is it true that you disappeared for 5 days?
I know. It's like adding another layer of crazy on top of crazy.
Yeah, I still dig the music. I like the Rabbits music as well, but the guitar, I think it's the guitar.
The Black Tapes podcast is an exploration of life, belief, faith, and occasionally the paranormal. This season we're focusing our lens on the work of the Strand Institute and its enigmatic founder and president, Dr. Richard Strand.
See, Richard Strand, to me, is... I like how they're building toward... There's something going on with him that I don't think we're gonna really fully understand till near the end of the season or maybe into the second season.
Last week, things took an interesting turn with Dr. Strand and the strange circumstances surrounding his wife's disappearance. But first, we head back to Northern California to check on the Torres family.
Yeah, the Torres family, that's the one with the little kid. Yeah, I like how they're going back, or at least in this case, going back and possibly tidying up the loose ends. Hopefully they do that through all the episodes, because these episodes pretty much up to this point have had loose endings. So
we'll be telling the story of Dr. Strand and his mysterious Black Tapes cases in order, week to week. So if you haven't listened to the first few episodes, go back and start there. We'll be here when you get back.
Yes, because especially for this episode, the episode the episode 2 or 3, I think it is, where they delve into this child's father and the pictures and all that good craziness. You kind of need that information in order to get through this episode.
It's the Black Tapes Podcast. I'm Alex Regan.
There's just something about that single note, that dun 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 dun, that it has that Halloweenish, and I don't mean the movie, I mean the spookiness, and you know, that old, when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, experiencing Halloween mood to it. That's what it puts me in mind of.
Sebastian Torres went missing 2 days ago. His mother was waiting for him across the street from his school like she always does. But Sebastian never came out.
That's not good. And from what we know from rabbits, he could be in a different dimension or kidnapped, or this, these universes are, there's no telling.
His teachers had no idea where he was. The school's security cameras picked up nothing unusual, nobody lurking around the school grounds. An Amber Alert was issued immediately, and both the California Highway Patrol and Los Gatos Police Department began their search.
Los Gatos. The cats. I think that's what she said. Sounded like she said Los Gatos.
Because of our recent contact with Sebastian in the days leading up to his disappearance, Dr. Strand and myself were called into Police Chief Stan Collins' office for questioning.
Imagine that.
I appreciate you both coming in like this. Anything to help.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any leads?
All we know is that at 3 p.m. 2 days ago, Sebastian Torres was seen putting on his jacket in the cloakroom at his school. He has to go to the restroom on the way out. The monitor saw him go into the restroom, and when he didn't come out, she went in to check on him. But he wasn't there. And no one saw him leave.
And if that school is anything like the school that my wife teaches at, there are no windows in the bathrooms. In fact, the bathrooms at her school are like centralized. Like, would be a good place to put people in the event of like a tornado type center of the building.
Could someone have abducted him and taken him through a window or something?
Only if the abductor was a skinny 6-year-old with a ladder. That window is tiny and 5.5 feet off the ground. There's no way an adult could fit through there.
Interesting. They do have a window, but it's a tiny window.
I'm not sure about Sebastian.
How can we help?
Well, I understand Sebastian was on your television show.
It's a podcast.
I've done that. I think when I did the video with the teaser trailer, I made comment on that I do that. I will, especially back, see, this came out in 2015, August 4th, 2015 is when this debuted. Not debuted. I don't know if debuted is a word, but that when it came out. So yeah, and I was still working with TDC at the time, and I was using stuff like movies and TV shows interchangeably with streaming and podcasting and stuff. It's before the lexicon on that, all that new tech started to balance out, or was in the process of balancing out and normalizing.
A what?
Radio for the internet.
And I hear the subject matter of your show is kind of dark.
It's more of a documentary series.
Whatever it is.
And that dude's acting just like a cop. I mean, now, is he just a no-nonsense cop, or is he an asshole? That we'll find out. We'll listen to some more and find out.
Maria Torres seems to think that you broadcast an interview with her son without her permission, and that it could have sent some religious nutjob in Sebastian's direction.
Well, we had her permission, and I don't see how our show could have that kind of impact.
And I imagine that, given the real-world history of Public Radio Alliance and Minnow Beats Well, that everything that they've done is above board, and their in-universe counterparts are based on their real-world counterparts. So the in-universe counterparts, Public Radio Alliance and Minnow Beats Well, probably have all their paperwork together and, can refute such claims.
Like I said, it's a
documentary series, right? You don't think it's possible you might unknowingly influence the listener?
This is the attitude that has video games responsible for societal violence. It's wrong thinking.
He's got a point. And this all harbors. I always get these feelings when they talk like this, and I know I've said it in other videos, that it seems like it's deeply rooted in the conservative Christian the satanic panic of the 1980s. I say conservative Christian, or actually in the 80s it was more your liberals. It was, Tipper Gore and Al Gore and those nut jobs. The nut jobs on the other side of the fence. The conservatives were worried about nudie magazines and pornography at the time, if I remember correctly. But it was the combination of all those elements, wanting to control thought, wanting to control things, that led to the satanic panic of the 80s. That unrealistic thing, kind of like, I don't know, the fear of immigrants in Germany in the 30s. Or maybe the fear of immigrants in America in the 2020s.
It's as simple as bad people doing bad things, is it?
This goes back well before Alex met Sebastian. His mother complained a feeling followed, that someone was stalking her son.
We already spoke to the father.
That's not what I meant.
Robert Torres.
Oopsie! Done overplayed his hand there.
Has an alibi.
Have you looked into Maria's claims of a shadowy figure stalking her son?
Who called who in for questioning here?
Yep, I'm leaning more and more that this cop's just a dickhead.
I'm sorry?
A shadowy figure doesn't sound good on an APB.
Right.
Are there any listeners who maybe took an unusual level of interest in your story? Stalker types?
Nope, not this time.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah? Okay, tell them to come in.
And I think this would be a good place to tidy up this video and call it good to the next video. So, everybody be good. Everybody have fun. And most importantly, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?